Okay, so let's have a look at a few size comparisons, because the Delta Plus kit is supposed to be a fairly tall kit. According to his stats, he is 19.6 meters high, which stands quite a bit taller than his normal kits. So first of all, if we compare him with his anime counterpart, well, not counterpart, but his partner, I guess partner. This is the Gundam Unicorn in his destroy mode, and you can see there is quite a little bit of a difference. Now I'm assuming if he put him into his normal mode, Unicorn mode, then he will be a little bit shorter but still taller than this guy, and this guy stands at 22 meters. So you can tell there is a good height difference between this guy. If we have a look at the Delta Plus next to one of his other kits that he is compared to, or a history of his. This is the Hyakushiki kit, and you can see the Hyakushiki is a good bit shorter than the Delta Plus. So as much as the Unicorn was taller, this guy is shorter, and he's a good centimeter taller just out of the heads. But you can see the similarity in the kits in terms of the wings. So if you look at both of the wings, they are very similar in design. So this is how you can see where the histories of these two kits come into play. And if we take Hyakushiki out, here he is next to the Master Grade Zeta Gundam. Now this is the 1.0 Gundam, and it's one of the first kits that I ever built. In fact, I think it was the first Master Grade that I ever did, so there are a few issues. But the Delta Plus is taller than the Zeta Gundam itself. Again, you can see the difference. It's a good centimeter shorter in terms of height from the heads. And finally, if we have a look at the Delta Plus next to some of the more recent Gundams that we've been coming out, here he is next to the Gundam Epion, and this is a good deal shorter, and we're talking at least 3 centimeters shorter if you just compare the head heights. So you can tell there's a lot of difference in heights. So this guy does stand quite true to his height, which is supposed to be 19.6 meters anyway. So it's not bad, it's good in height, it's got good presence whenever he's in the room. So height wise, I've got no issues. This guy is exactly what he promises. Alright, so for the transformation of this guy, I am not going to be doing it like the normal way I do my Transformer transformations, where everything is on camera. Just because there are so many small parts, and I know they're going to fall off and there are going to be issues. What I'm going to do is kind of walk you through the different steps so you can see exactly what needs to be done at every given step. And then hopefully by the end of it, we'll have somewhat of a good Wave Rider mode. So the first thing we want to do, these white pieces, we want to unpeg them so they come out. Now the trouble is that these guys just plug in very lightly on this piece over here, and the whole concept is that we're gonna unhook these so they come up just like that. Alright, and then we're going to jiggle this so this shoulder piece comes out a little bit. Let me do this and I'll come back to you. So here's how we're going to have the shoulders once we've actually popped them out. As you can see, they are not part of the whole torso at the moment. They're a little bit out to the side. And this will give them a little bit more flexibility to move around. Just be careful, because the thing is, these guys are on pegs which are connected to those hook things, and they come off very easily. So you just have to be careful you don't just pop the whole thing off completely. The next thing that we want to do is almost exactly like the Zeta Gundam. So what we do is we lift up the cockpit area and the entire chest piece, and this will enable us to get this hook out. Now this hook is pretty much what enables this whole chest piece and stop it from going down. This piece we're going to lock in to the top, just like that. Up, we're going to push the head down, and this part will come up, and these pieces, the side of the torso, will go up and combine in the middle. And that's what the shoulder is going to look like once you get it done. As you can see, we have just extended this piece over here, pulled this arm down, and the whole shoulder piece can go in and line up. Now it's a little bit unclear whether we want to line it up here or here. But the main issue is that there's absolutely no locking mechanism. How easy would it have been to have this piece plug in to somewhere over here? But there's absolutely no place for it to plug in. And again, just the whole floppy nature of this is very tiresome. But anyway, so this is how we want the arms and the shoulders to look like at this point. So the next part that we're going to be looking at is the waist. Now, the easiest way to do this is this whole piece will go up like that. And if you remember, the front part of the waist actually opens up just like that, so we can open it up here as well. And the reason we want to do this is to manipulate the legs. If I can just move the hands out of the way so they don't bother anyone. Okay, so we have the waist open up from the front and the back. Now these pieces over here is what we're going to play with. So if you can see, we can actually move it out. And what we want to do is, if you can see over here, there's a little bit of a piece over there with a notch. This piece is going to come up and lock itself over there. And the way it's going to do that is, basically it's going to maneuver up and lock itself in there. And so once that part is done, you can see that we have that hook part which is locked into the back over there. So, okay, fine, he looks in a really weird position, but at least we're getting there with the transformation. And that's how it's going to be. And this is literally, you know, just putting the whole wave rider mode into effect. Okay, so the other thing we want to do is, what I've done here is remove the back skirt. And if you can see these two holes over here, the back skirt has these two pegs. So you're going to put these in these two holes, and this is going to help with keeping these pieces locked in together. Because at the moment they're just falling off, coming out of their grip over there just due to their own weight. Okay, and then when we have these pieces plugged into the back skirt, this does help a little bit more in keeping them into place. Now, the next thing we want to do is bring the legs forward like that and down from this joint over here. Same thing on the other leg. And what we're going to do is fold in the arms using this blue piece, which are going to go in over there. So basically what we're going to do is shift this on the inside so that this piece is over here. And then we're going to take one of these pieces which we had right in the beginning. We're going to plug this in over here and on the back side over there. And what's going to happen is we're going to turn the arm around so it lines up straight down this way, and then it'll again be plugged into this for safekeeping. And it'll just basically store it in an easy way so it doesn't get out of the way completely. So just to show you what this piece looks like, if you can look at it over here and over here, what this does is these two pieces give this whole bottom section a lot more security. We have the back skirt which locks in these leg pieces, and then we have these front pieces which also come in. Now I have taken the arms out just to show you what this guy looks like when you've done it this way, but finally we're getting to the place where this thing looks like it's going to be a little bit secure and things are not going to just literally fall around the moment you touch them around. Okay, now we're going to go back to the arms, move him around and put him down all the way straight. And this is what it looks like once we have the arms in position. Now again, because of those whole joints were absolutely very weak, you have to be very careful with this, guys. Otherwise you are going to break a lot of things. And I can already see that there's a couple of stress marks that are coming into those small little hook things which connect the arms to the chest itself. So be careful when you transform this guy. Now that we've pretty much got everything done, it's fairly simple from here. What's going to happen is we're going to take the actual shield, we're going to extend it out, and then connect it. And this connects in two places. So you'll see over here, you've got this piece over here, which will go into the hook, and you've got this piece over here, which is going to go over here. So it's a secure connection on this side like that. Lastly, we're going to do the legs. We're going to move them so it's kind of like the Zeta Gundam, but instead of going to the front and this way, we're going to go in this way and then move them up. So this whole section will come up a little bit on this side. And here we go. So for all means and purposes, we finally have Delta Plus in his Wave Rider mode. And you know, honestly speaking, in the end, he looks alright. He doesn't look bad, but was it really worth the trouble? I mean, oh my god, transforming this guy was a complete nightmare. And the thing is that even though the final product does look pretty good, I mean, honestly speaking, things fit in decently overall. Not that bad, but there are just too many loose pieces. There are things that fall off, there are things that don't go into place. You need to get like 3 other things to go in here so they fit in properly. It's a bit of a nightmare. It's just, you know, it's a half-assed attempt. I prefer the Zeta Gundam over this one any day, even though its transformation was finicky, but this guy's is just, It's too much. Honestly speaking, it's just too much. Or at least mine was. My biggest problem with this transformation was the legs and the hips and how they moved in the beginning, but that was okay after you put the two gray pieces in and the back skirt locked everything in. The bottom part was completely solid. No issues there whatsoever. I can live with that. My problem are these shoulder pieces. Now this piece is out. You see this little piece over here will go into this little hook thing over there, and it's this thing that causes a problem. This connection over there is so weak, and you've got these pieces over here that move around all the time and they don't lock into place. That makes this connection over here very, very difficult and prone to popping off all the bloody time. Okay, so just a few final thoughts on this kit. It is a good kit in terms of its style and its design. It is a great kit to build. There's a lot of unique aspects in there, although some parts are a lot like the Zeta Gundam. But aesthetically speaking, this is a very nice kit. There's a lot of good detail in there. The design itself is very nice, and the kit as a standalone, as a mobile suit, would be phenomenal. Now the problem of this kit comes when you transform. Because this is a transformation kit, it is selling itself as a transformation kit. So the transformation is a major part of the kit itself. For me personally, it falls there. There are some parts of it which are nice, and you know, the bottom part with the legs and the hip do fix themselves halfway through, but it's the arms and the shoulders, they're just so weak and feeble that it ruins the whole effect of it. And then you have the whole aspect with the weapons itself and how you can't even hold the weapons in the hand because the pegs in the wrist are too small. So you know, there's just small things like that which really take away a lot from this kit itself. Fix up those small issues and you've got a fantastic kit, a phenomenal kit in fact. But at the moment itself, I would probably say if you're getting this kit on a good sale deal, whether it's pre-order or you know somewhere else, then definitely go for it. It's definitely worth it. But don't pay full price for it. Definitely wait for it to get down a little bit cheaper. Unless of course you're into these things and you like the transformation, you like having a bit of a challenge when it comes to going from one mode to the other, then definitely go for it. Alright guys, this is Ace, signing off. Please do leave a comment, make sure you rate, and of course subscribe. I will see you guys at the next review.